Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Pavan.
And I'm Adam.
And today we're watching Demon Slayer Season 1, Episode 10, called Together Forever.
I'm excited to be back home and in our normal situation.
Yes, we had a little bit of improvisation the last couple weeks, but we are back in our little corner up here. Last episode, we took on, of course, some pretty intense demons of the 12 moons.
That's right. I wanted to call them the original 12, but I don't know if that's accurate.
It looked a little dicey there for a while. Yushiro's head got taken right off.
I was going to say heads were rolling.
Literally rolling. But
that one may more have disintegrated.
Oh yeah, that ball just blew it right up. But then the arrow demon's head rolled.
Yep.
We have gotten rid of him. The other one, the Tamari demon, when she took that jacket off and was just flexing down, I got a little nervous.
I'm curious to see what happens now with no, I don't want to call it auxiliary power, but augmentation to the ball movement.
We have a linear trajectory now, folks, and I think that's going to bode well for our protagonists. I really hope Nezuko's leg comes back.
Definitely. She might need like a 3-year nap, but...
Oh yeah, we're going to have to fast forward several years now for her to get that leg back. But the 6-armed Tamari demon will not be nearly as powerful.
Agreed.
So let's just get rid of her. Let's move on. Find out more from Lady Tamayo. And
then figure out where we go for the cure. And who has the vial for the blood. Important question.
Yeah, here I was like, just hit him in the head, run under him with a bowl, collect that blood. I don't think that's gonna happen. She really gave him no help.
None.
So that's a frustration that I have right now, is that she's like, do this.
Figure it out.
Figure it out. Okay, let's see. Demon Slayer episode 10 is coming right now.
Come up a whirlpool. Get the blood. Get the blood.
Look at the blood flying out of his neck.
Yeah.
Look at the beads. Perfect recap. I needed to see that again.
Staring the decapitations. You know what? That's what I needed to see. Right off the hop. Just a head roll. I'm good. Let's go.
I just can't get over the paper stuck to his head still. That thing, he must have a very oily skin.
Built to last.
Okay. I think it's the Tamari demon and the arrow demon are going to be together forever in hell.
Fair enough.
That's some height on that head though. Quick, before he disintegrates. Whoa.
The eyeball. understand why he's still alive.
Yeah. I thought his head was supposed to dissolve. Oh dear. You know, this would be a great time for Lady Tamayo to step on that guy's hands.
Something.
You know what I mean? Okay. He's just going slow.
Maybe because he's stronger. That sucks.
They're like, hey Tanjiro, great work. We'll just be here.
I'm a little confused as to why the moves are counteracting the arrows.
He's like, I'll drop you from the moon. Oh.
Ow.
That happened to me on rollerblades once.
Did I ever tell you that happened to me snowboarding once? He's not getting back up.
That's it?
So, dude,
He's determined.
I get that. 6 balls, 6 arms.
I mean, that's tough with all the clouds.
Got her leg back.
How did it not knock her leg off?
Oh. Just play some schoolyard soccer. The regenerated leg is much stronger.
Okay, I need to press pause. I have too many questions right now. That ball ripped her leg off before. Okay, that thing was a stump. What happened? Why can she kick it now?
Does she change form, maybe? Like of how
her
she was
injury
kicking
made
it?
her stronger.
I mean, you
Is
can
that what
kind of
you're
see
saying?
her like come back a little bit with the ball and then kick it
like
back.
absorb it?
Yeah. That's the only plausible reason I got going for me.
Cause that thing just like demolished her before.
But the other thing to think about is the arrows may have given them added velocity. Like that throw might be slower now than it was when the arrows were moving around. Because remember, I think that's probably the case. That's probably seems like a better explanation.
Okay. I'm a little frustrated that nobody came to help him. Like you literally could have the guy had no head. You could literally step on his hands.
Do we know like where
And
they
not
are in
control
relation to each
his-
other?
They're in the yard of the concealed house. So that wasn't cool. It took him forever to die also, but there was a puddle of blood still laying on the ground.
I noticed that too.
which is confusing because it's like, how does his whole entire body dissolve, but then his blood is still there? That's a big question mark, and will definitely be helpful moving forward in this mission if it stays.
At least for a little bit.
That same thing when he fell
I was
from
gonna
the
say,
moon
what
and
was your
landed on his back.
rollerblading story?
That happened to me when I was a kid, and honestly, given how tall I am, it's basically the same height. I'm just kidding. I hurt myself a lot when I was a kid, but like, anyways, I was young. I was real young, maybe 6. And back when I was a kid, rollerblades were all the rage. Aging myself yet again, which seems to be the trend. But, so I was at my friend's house. I had my rollerblades strapped on, waiting for them. They had a pretty inclined driveway. So I was waiting for them at the top of the driveway because I went to call on them to go play. And, you know, it was a really sharp incline and I felt myself kind of going. And so I tried to like fix it. I didn't want to just like roll down this driveway into the road. And so I tried to correct it. And it was one of those things where it was like a cartoon where you
the Wile E. Coyote feet.
Where you take multiple steps. And I ended up mid-air and just poof, like straight on my back. I was like, gasping for breath. Never told anybody about it because it was kind of embarrassing. And my family was the type that was like, what are you crying about? So you guys are the first people that I ever told about it.
I never heard that story either.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of embarrassing.
You want me to tell mine? I don't want to.
But I will.
I was trying to impress someone.
Oh, who was it?
Was an interest at the time. Ooh. This was back in high school, so I wasn't quite so young. And we were snowboarding, like it's not even a mountain. It was like a literal hill that you go down, and they had built this. It had to have been like a 10-foot like kicker. So you would go down the hill, off the ramp, land, and then you'd have to walk back up. Like there wasn't even a chairlift.
I did that with my GT.
Yeah, essentially that's what it is. Probably a little bigger than a GT hill. So we had been doing this like for a couple hours. There were a bunch of us hanging out, and it was getting dark. And I was like, you know what? I was feeling confident. I had done well. Like up until that point, I was like, I'm gonna go one more time. I'm gonna go straight down the hill, and I'm gonna hit this jump as hard as I can and see how high I can get. So, like I said, it was getting dark. I come screaming down the hill, and for those of you who have snowboarded, like normally when you go off the top of the ramp, like you give it a little bit of a jump at the top to like help yourself get off. Well, because it was getting dark, I mistimed how far I was from the top of the ramp, so I jumped like a split second early, and then I caught the bottom of my board on the top of the ramp, so it like stuck, and then I ended up horizontal to the ground. I'm telling you, I was a good like 12, 15 feet in the air. And there is no worse feeling than being that high above the ground and seeing your feet like out in front of you and just knowing that you are gonna hit cold ice and snow and there's nothing you can do. And I landed flat on my back and I couldn't breathe. And you're lying there and all your friends are there.
And then you got smushed by the next guy.
And they're laughing. And you feel like it was terrible. It was terrible. And I was like, I couldn't walk for like a couple days. Like my ribs were sore. I had literal bruises on my, like it went the exact opposite of the way I envisioned it. It was not good.
So did you get the girl?
Eventually, but not because of that.
This story is made so much better by the fact that he was showing off and did that. You know what?
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Things like this happen to people when they're showing off. Just be normal, everybody. Just be normal, be cool, and save yourself a situation like that. And no, I was not that girl, because if I had seen that,
should have turned around and walked away.
Gone. They are just hammering that ball back and forth. She said it back. She sang it back.
She's kicked it into high gear.
Nezuko's coming into her own, baby. Did you see those veins popping out?
Yeah.
She's gonna take her head right off.
Missed me.
Now Tanjiro can come in and cut her head off.
Tanjiro was carrying his sword in his mouth last we saw him.
Thank you, it's about time. Is she gonna feed Nezuko her blood?
いつまで持ちこたえられるかの。そこの十二気づきのお嬢さん。邪魔だ。逃れ者は引っ込んでおれ。一つだけお聞かせください。あなたは鬼物児の正体をご存知なのですか？何よ、ユキ様。あの男はただの臆病者です。いつも何かに怯えている。
A previous relationship.
鬼が群れることができない理由を知っていますか？鬼が共食いする理由を。鬼たちが束になって自分を襲ってくるのを防ぐためです。そのように操作されているのです。あなた方は黙れ、黙れ、黙れ。あのお方はそんな小物ではない。
玉代様が術を使っている。
あのお方の力は凄まじいのじゃ。誰よりも強い鬼物児様は。その名を口にしましたね。
You're not allowed to say his name?
呪いが発動する。
She tricked him.
白日の魔法。
Magical aroma of daylight.
虚偽を述べたり秘密を守ることが不可能となる。すごい威力です。玉代様。
Is Nezuko okay?
No. She looks like she's about to fall over.
さようなら。
Oh. Got the blood. Okay.
What just happened? Oh my god.
So if I'm following this correctly,
I'm not.
uttering his full name.
Kibutsuji Muzan.
You're a goner. Calls down a curse that he's put on them.
Wait, did Lady Tamayo use his full name?
I don't think so.
Can we reverse that? Can we rewind and replay that clip?
Because she
Or is she exempt? Does she somehow remove herself from that curse? If she did say his name, she has done something to remove herself from his curse. But I can't remember if she said his whole name.
Yeah, I think she tricked her, and the spell she was weaving reduced her cognitive function. That's.
But she had said, okay.
Yeah, I don't.
She had said his name before we saw the aroma wafting around.
Yeah, I don't know. That'll be a question we need answered. Seems like an important piece of information.
Oh my gosh. You know what I wanted to see though? I mean, okay. I can't be upset. Lady Tamayo finally stepped up and helped. Okay, thank you. What I expected to see was that Tanjiro had been training his jaw strength. And he was gonna have the sword in his mouth and just...
Just a neck whip?
Yes.
Whip?
No, it's whip. Just kidding. That's, okay, yeah.
We're not going there.
No. Oh.
Get it?
Somebody run in there with a bowl. What is
Not
that?
a great
Hands?
place to grow hands.
Oh. Rip her head off. Oh! Mind meld! That thing popped like a grape.
Oh.
What are you salivating? Kibutsuji Muzan. Okay, the questions keep coming for me. Were those hands part of Kibutsuji Muzan's curse, or was it a part of
死んでしまったんですか
Lady Tamayo's?
No, the curse.
これが呪いです。体内に残留する鬼物児の細胞に肉体が破壊されること。
Eaten from the inside.
Amazing.
基本的に鬼同士の戦いは不毛です。意味がない。致命傷を与えることができませんから。陽光と鬼殺の剣士の刀以外は。ただ、鬼物児は鬼の細胞が破壊できるようです。
玉代様の術を吸い込むなよ。人体には害が出る。わかったか
I mean,
Oh, that's a
thank
nice
you.
gesture.
この方は十二気づきではありません。
That's disappointing.
She was manipulated.
十二気づきは眼球に数字が刻まれていますがこの方にはない。おそらくもう一方も十二気づきではないでしょう。弱すぎる。
弱すぎるあれで玉代様がおっしゃるのだから間違いない
Dude, this guy is
頭の悪い
nasty.
鬼もいたもんだな玉代様のお体を傷つけたんだ当然の報いだが
この血が治療薬を作るための手がかりになると良いのですが私は禰豆子さんを見ます。薬を使った上に術も吸わせてしまったので、ごめんなさいね。
お前はそのままじっとしてろあとは知らん俺は玉代様から離れたくない少しも
Okay.
A little human element?
I know what. He's gonna escort her into the spirit world.
That's actually kind of sad.
小さい子供みたいだたくさん人を殺しているだろうに
Bye bye.
Poof.
十二気づきだとおだてられ
He tricked. Oh, what a terrible guy.
そして鬼物児の呪いで殺された救いがない死んだ後は骨すら残らず消える人の命を奪った報いなのか
We're getting deep here.
Yeah.
鬼物人あの男は自分を慕う者にすらこの仕打ち本物の鬼だ
He's a true demon! Okay, actually, one of my Patreon members explained this to me.
Hit me.
Okay. Tamari originally was called Komari. Mari being the name word for ball.
Okay.
Komari, kickball.
Oh.
And it was for men. And then it evolved as women started to play, and it became Tamari handball. I might have gotten some of that wrong, but I got the gist. So yeah, that's why she was saying Mari, because that's ball.
So she just wanted to play. And she
Yeah.
kind of reverted back to
Yeah.
pre-demon.
Yeah, that's really sad.
I didn't think that at any point I would feel bad for her.
Tanjiro just brings it out, you
That's
know.
true.
He really is an empathetic guy. And he just like really is able to connect with the demon's like human self.
He just sees it from all angles. Like he just seems to have this perspective of what everybody else has gone through, even demons.
Tamayoさんゆしろうさんこっちだこっちえ別に来なくてもいいんだが来たいなら降りてこい
ゆしろ
冗談です
Hiding from the sun.
早くいらっしゃい炭治郎さん
はい
The sore walk down the stairs.
ねずこ
Oh,
朝を迎える前に光が届かないこの地下に移動しました
おねずこたまよ様から離れろ失礼だぞ
やめなさいゆしろいいんですよ
はいお優しいたまよ様美しすぎるぞやめろ
先ほどから禰豆子さんがこのような状態なので
She seems like she's getting more human.
大丈夫でしょうか
心配いりません大丈夫です多分二人のことを家族の誰かと思っているんですやめろ
家族しかし禰豆子さんのかかっている暗示は人間が家族に見えるものでは私たちは鬼ですが
やめろでも禰豆子はお二人を人間だと判断してますだから守ろうとした
She's a hugger.
俺禰豆子に暗示かかってるの嫌だったけど本人の意志がちゃんとあるみたいでよかったすみません禰豆子離れるんだ失礼だから
ありがとう禰豆子さんありがとう
Just to feel human again. Uh-oh, you're being replaced.
それでも生きたいと思いますか本当に人でなくなっても生きたいとこのまま病であなたは命を落とすでしょうですが人でなくなることは辛く悲しい
That's a tough call.
それでもあなたは生きたいと 私たちはこの土地を去ります。
え？
鬼物寺に近づきすぎました。早く身を隠さなければ危険な状況です。それにうまく隠しているつもりでも、医者として人と関わりを持てば鬼だと気づかれる時がある。特に子供や年配の方は鋭いのです。炭治郎さん。
はい。
禰豆子さんは私たちがお預かりしましょうか。
Absolutely not.
絶対に安全とは言い切れません。戦いの場に連れて行くよりは危険が少ないかと。
そうかもしれない。確かに預けた方が禰豆子のためにも。
Let her make up her own mind. There you go.
玉江さん、お気遣いありがとうございます。でも俺たちは一緒に行きます。離れ離れにはなりません。もう二度と。
わかりました。では武運長久を祈ります。
じゃあな。俺たちは痕跡を消してから行く。お前らはさっさと行け。はい。それでは玉江さんも石郎さんもお元気で。行くよ、禰豆子。
How are they gonna find her to get the blood?
そんなに急ぐなって。炭治郎。
Great question.
お前の妹は美人だよ。
Because remember when he came to get them,
Yeah.
he said something and then Tanjiro lost it. 'Cause
it.
he's like, she's beautiful!
That was probably as much of a apology as he's gonna get.
Yes. He gets Lady Tamayo back now to himself. Okay, we were talking about this last episode. You were like, oh, is she having flashbacks? And I was like, no, it looked like their mom.
Yeah.
And so that definitely helped explain it. Like, for some reason, she associated them with family.
Yeah.
Which was really cool.
I liked the line of the young and the elderly are particularly perceptive. I thought that's so true. Like, you watch young kids, like, as they learn and explore the world, like, they're just so curious and they just pay attention to everything. And then, you know, we get older, we get busy, we stop having that curiosity or paying attention. I just thought it was a really interesting line.
I'm sad that they're going separate ways, but I think your question is valid. What's the forwarding address for the vials of blood?
I mean, she seems like she's going to play an integral part in what's to come.
She has to. She has to. If
Yeah.
she's looking for the cure, and she can manipulate demons to like self-destruct after saying his name, like, come on. Yeah.
I'm feeling a comeback.
Oh my gosh, I
次の場所は
分かったからもう少し黙っててくれ。頼む。もう分かったから頼むよ。
Oh yes, the guy that you hate.
I don't hate him.
Oh. He's back.
Not how I thought.
He's back.
Not how I thought that episode was gonna end.
Yeah, I did not either. But you know we have to meet those other characters that survive the final selection at some point.
There is going to be a group quest, 100%.
I love that he's back. This is his chance to prove you wrong.
I mean, it's not a strong start. He's in tears begging somebody to marry him, which, you know, I understand if you feel deeply about somebody, but it seems like a tough position to be in.
I just love that this just keeps moving. I love that it's just like bang, 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 you know?
Yeah.
Great that last fight, those last demon adversaries, that it lasted a couple episodes. That was amazing.
Not even
And
part
now-
of the 12 though. So we've got a ways to go.
Yeah, Kibutsuji Muzan really had them believing some fake stuff. So this guy is more maniacal than we could ever imagine.
You're pushing your luck.
What do you
I don't know how
mean?
many times you can say that and still survive.
Do you know what that was?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. He can feel that, like, I don't know what he can feel. Because
I'm really curious where this
I
is going to
don't
go.
know where it's going. We're going to stop it right there. Yes. Loving this. Loving to see where it goes from here. I want to learn this yellow-haired boy's name. I want him to not be completely useless.
We'll see. I mean, he got popular reviews.
Hit us up with your comments. No spoilers, please. If I got the Tamari Kamari thing wrong, I'm sorry, but like, I feel like I was in the ballpark. No
Makes
pun
sense.
intended. Hit us up with your comments. We love reading them. You guys are so full of information. As always, I'd be so excited if you would like this video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned because we are going to meet yellow-haired boy next week.
Episode.
Yes. Love you guys. See you next time.